All right, so here we are for our quarterfinal match. We're kicking things off with Ricky Thorson on Blue Red Tinker. He's the 1 seed up against Brandon Adams with the Oath Devourer deck. So
Both these guys played played their decks for a while now, and each I mean I feel like Brandon's list is very unique compared to a lot of the other Devour decks I've seen. But
I mean, I've seen some Oath Devourer lists, but I think the last time I remember seeing some like a main deck Tormod's Crypt or something, there were some card choices that I remember being a little bit more non-traditional.
yeah, on the Ricky side, we got Blue Red Tinker with Mox Diamond, which is a fairly unorthodox choice. But it looked pretty good the game we saw. Like just coming out quick with it. You know, you want to know about the one-ups in his deck, right? Because that's the most interesting thing
when
about his Tinker deck.
And when there's Tinker, I mean, like if they're Tinker targets, then having a one-of can be really impactful. So
Of course, yeah. So he's running with a Crumbling Sanctuary, a Masticore, Phyrexian Devourer, a Triskelion, a Mishra's Helix, an Ensnaring Bridge, an Altar of Dementia, a Smokestack, and a Karn.
All right, which of those singletons do you get most excited about?
I think I really like the Helix in these decks because it can just shut people down.
Okay.
Not gonna be so hot in this matchup. Triskelion is always very
I would say
exciting.
I think the one that I get, like, I mean, it's one of those cards that's like you don't see it that often, but I don't feel like you can ever get like mad when you like play against a Triskelion. So
We did not give deck lists to the top 8.
okay.
They gotta figure that out themselves.
So you gotta do the scouting.
They gotta scout the old-fashioned way. He's got the kitchen sink in this deck. Activations, Tangle Wires, Winter Orbs, Phyrexian Furnaces.
All right, so this is not a matchup that I'm super familiar with. Do you
I
feel
don't
like
think anybody's familiar with this matchup.
do you feel like one of the decks has an edge? I mean, no one really has permission. I mean,
Well, the Oath deck can play like a Devourer deck, and I think that's pretty critical. Sometimes this Goblin Welder is probably pretty good in the matchup too, right? Because he can just trade stuff. It does
sure.
but also turns on Brandon's
I would
Oath.
say like that's to say it certainly is a liability that like turning on Oath.
Brandon's gonna have a turn 1 Oath here with Lotus Battle. The very worst.
I would think Brandon is advantaged in this matchup, like on paper. That being said, I'm like I think Ricky's play, like, I don't think he knows what he's up against. Like that might change. Like I don't know if I would run out of Welder if I knew my opponent was playing Oath.
Right.
So Lotus Petal and a Crystal Vein produces an Oath of Druids. We could see a very quick because if there's a card like Altar or Fling, then this could pretty much just be the game.
Yeah. Yeah, this deck can win with Altar or Fling are the main paths. He has either of those, it's probably over.
Well, it's
Although
funny.
that's not true. The Welder is active.
Oh yeah, so well you can just respond to like now this. I think you could respond to that Mox Diamond by welding out, right? Like respond to the Mox Diamond, and then activate the Goblin Welder and put it into because there are artifacts already in Brandon's graveyard.
Yeah, there was a
but now
chromatic.
if you let the Mox resolve, giving Brandon priority is problematic. Unless you have Altar of Dementia. That's the card you resolve. So, okay, so I think Ricky picked up his cards before. I think it was probably a verbal announcement of Brandon saying that he had a flame. So, just to recap what happened. So, Phyrexian Devourer going to activate its ability. It will have a trigger to have to sacrifice itself, but you're able to respond to that and grow it even further. So you're going to grow it to the point where it has 20 or more power, and then use the card Fling to deal the damage.
Is the cone gonna win the snow cone?
Yeah. So I mean, maybe small thing is like I always like to see cards off my opponent's deck, even if it's like
Yeah,
seems
I would
like
have
great
made him
stock.
good.
Like I just like to know a little bit what's up. So like even if you think a various list is stock or you're very familiar with the format, I just like to see a few cards.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would like to see that from Ricky. But moving on to game two, he's looking at a sideboard. Is there anything that you can see on the list that looks appealing?
Ricky's got some Overload, Blue Elemental Blast, the Sphere of Resistances. Maybe they're not that good though here. Rushing River.
Okay.
Then on Brandon's side,
He's got a red elemental blast, pyroblast, so he kind of fight against blue cards if he wants. Well, but then again, also like, I mean, yeah, he saw two Shivan Reefs and a Molder. I guess like you could kind of put the pieces together, but I was gonna say like, Brandon might not know exactly what he's up against.
yeah,
But I guess the cards that he saw are kind of telling.
Seal
So,
Cleansing.
yeah.
Gotta be good, right? Blast. Yeah,
I mean, you could bring in like a card like Sylvan Library too. Because I
I don't
don't
think-
feel like your life total is pressured that much. So.
That's true. You just use a straight up like card drawer.
Yep. Yeah, so I think like afterboard, I think I still like Brandon's chances. I feel like he's pretty well positioned. Okay,
Ricky's not gonna like it when I tell him about the get welded.
the welder line. Chad's asked that. They said, "Why didn't he attack or why didn't he weld?" Yeah, I don't know. One of those things is, could be a long day. You could just think you could do it later, kind of thing, or
Yeah.
didn't notice it. I don't. Yeah. But that's.
Rough.
I mean,
Maybe he didn't realize there was an artifact in his yard.
Yep.
We've all done it.
yeah, certainly. Yeah. So. I'm gonna go check on the other matches. We'll see kind of where we're at. So
Sure.
This one, so we'll get a little update.
Yeah, I'm
on
seeing
what
if I can get a little peek on cards coming out of Brandon's deck here. Looking at the blasts. Maybe the Sylvans? Oh no, those are the cards doing that. Okay. Hard to tell. Hard to tell what he's doing. If it was an old border welder. I think Brandon's advantaged here.
Okay,
I mean, not just because of the game either.
quick update on the other matches. So in the Grow-a-Tog mirror,
Yeah.
there's is it Michael? Is that who is not Artie?
Michael's a ball guy.
So he's got a meddling mage and a Grow-a-Tog or a Kyrian Dryad with one counter on it. There's a Winter Orb in play, but then Artie has a Psychotog. So I feel like I think I like
Psychotog?
Psychotog. I think I like Psychotog in that position.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm kind of bummed we didn't get to watch a Grow-a-Tog mirror.
Yeah. So and then Lucas against Peter. Lucas won game one. They're shuffling up for game two. So the deck I ale is not a deck that I like to play against the Rock. I feel like the Rock they're kind of doing the same thing, and the Rock is just a little bit bigger, which I think is pretty advantage. So
Lucas,
Lucas,
like it's close, and also like that guy has Exalted Angel, which is like the nightmare card from Rock, isn't it?
all right.
I don't know.
We have a subscription from Caustic. Thank you for the subscription. And then I saw Sam against Lester, and Sam has 3 land tax and 2 scroll racks in play.
So how do you think that's going for Lester?
It's not great. So yeah, those are our updates currently of where we're at.
Yeah, I think I like that guy against
Yeah,
Rock.
the times that I
have
play,
Arena too.
I don't know. I just feel like you're kind of doing the same thing, but like the Rock's creature is just way more efficient. I mean, how many
That Rock deck isn't that aggressive.
How many Exalted Angels does Lucas play? I will agree it's not that aggressive, but
I don't know.
it's usually like 2, so you don't even have that many Exalted Angels. So I don't know. Okay, we'll leave it. We got our players shuffling up.
Chad, what do you think? Who's right, me or Mike? Dead guy or Rock?
Remember, I have the mod capabilities, so be careful what you say in chat.
Wow. Wow. 3 Exalted Angels. If not expector is another one that I'm kind of
Yeah, that is
not like playing against with the rock.
the
It's
one one card that's a little bit awkward.
4 of those.
Okay.
Spectral Links.
That one I don't care about. It's
How
like
do you stop it?
pernicious tea. Oh,
Regenerate.
sure.
What? What?
It's a 2/1. I don't know, like
It demolished. Yeah, right. What can you do? Nice. All I gotta say is nice Phyrexian Ranger.
yeah. Uh,
I wonder if they just like being friends, they just jam those 2 decks against each other over and over again.
well, I mean, the times Lucas has come here, I think he's always been playing the deck
Yeah.
AL, so something that he's likely familiar with, which is, I think, pretty important in this format. You play against a lot of different decks. Kind of just knowing what your deck does is pretty important.
He's got the right attitude to play that deck because he like acknowledges it's just a dumb pile of cards. It could be like so much better.
Yeah, it's one of those
Strategy.
things where like I feel like the deck is like not super powerful and the mana is not consistent. It's like I just feel like it's got more working against it than for it. So yeah, someone say I don't know the matchup. If you can't beat Rock, if the Rock can't beat that guy, like what is it supposed to be? That's I don't know. That's a question I feel like a lot of people ask. Like,
Probably the one deck it beats.
So, we're kicking our
After
game.
this, I'm gonna play Mike at a best of 10, best of 9 Rock versus Dead Guy.
Is it our list or their list?
Their lists, exact list. Take the decks or other hands.
All right, so
Just dream it.
things are going fast. We've got a Mind Stone on turn 2, and then Brandon has a Lotus Petal. So both have different ways of accelerating their mana to get up what they want to do. Looks like Ricky has a Shivan Reef and a Dust Bowl. Well, Brandon just has a City Brass.
The Dust Bowl could do some work against this stuff.
Yeah, I don't feel like Brandon needs a ton of mana to operate most of the time, though.
Probably.
Life total's going crazy.
God.
I'll go explain it to them. Well, I'll be right back.
Remember Dice? Remember Dice. And it's like, I'll get a life tracker. All right, an Altar of Dementia for Brandon finally gets cast.
Brief tutorial for the life counter app. It's not the first person who's struggled with that issue. So
Embarrassing.
yeah.
What if we just got some giant six-sided dice?
I don't know. I like this app. It's nice and clean. I like how it looks. So I don't know. I'll deal with the problems. All right, we got an Altar of Dementia. Threatening. I mean, like Tinker could just be online next turn. Like you could sack the Crystal Vein for 2 mana, City of Brass for blue, sack the Lotus Petal. You could have a Devourer on turn 2 with Altar of Dementia.
Yeah, it's got 5 mana. Another petal in his hand.
Well,
I think
so
he might have it.
the times that we saw Ricky, like he just his deck seems so much more disruptive. Like this first few turns, like he's not doing that much. How
Yeah.
many? Okay, there's 3 Seer Resistance in the sideboard.
Yeah, and I don't
Okay.
know if he brings them in.
Ooh, there is a Rushing River, but a red Elemental Blast.
Air Blast.
So if you're Rushing River that like preemptively, does that mean Ricky has a really strong hand, or like, cause I mean, if you're not killing them quickly, like the Altar's just gonna cast the next turn, right?
Yeah, it seems weird to play that there to be. I don't know if you're getting that ahead. Basically, paying 3 mana, so they have to pay 2, right?
Yeah. All right. So we're on Ricky's turn. That was the end of
Yes.
turn. Okay, that fight happened. So Ricky is going to. I mean, like, what? How does he? Can he like punish Brandon in this position? I mean, like, Tangle Wire, but like actually, Brandon gets out of a Tangle Wire pretty well. Like,
Yeah.
he can tap an altar and then has like a Lotus Petal or whatnot. Goblin Welder is okay. So Brandon gets to Enlighten Tutor. Are you getting Oath here?
Guessing.
Oh, a Tormod's Crypt.
Crypt.
That's interesting. What is the thought process there?
He can counter a welder activation.
But it's only like once. Like then, and then it almost is like kind of problematic because then Ricky could weld the Tormod's Crypt back into play and get rid of like a more important artifact.
Yeah, Ricky has all of his colored mana tapped. So, yeah, he's done.
Oh. Just
That's it.
hard cast the Phyrexian Devourer the hard way, and yeah, Brandon just kind of really showing off the power of this deck.
Brandon. So 6 mana, I win, and that's over.
Yeah, so blisteringly fast for Brandon, and yeah, Ricky just really didn't have any of the disruptive cards. I mean, I don't think he has as much as the list as maybe I thought. I always thought it was more of a prison list.
Me too.
But the little interaction that he did have, like Brandon was ready with a red elemental blast and stuff. So yeah, in this matchup, I mean the Oath Devourer deck looked great. I mean, and we'll see if that continues in this top 8 for Brandon. I'm gonna go
So
jump
good
down
job,
to the floor,
Brandon.
see if we can get
Welcome
someone.
to the top 4. And
See if we can get someone moved on to the on-screen match. So I'll be right back.
I kind of think the Oath Devourer deck is better. Like, I don't know. It seems really good. I've never been super impressed with the blue-red match, the blue-red deck. It's true that it's more. You really think it's more consistent, the blue-red version? They're both super consistent. Like the Oath one's like pure tutors, right? Two Enlightened tutors. You might be right. Might be better. Might be a little more consistent. Blue red.
All right. Well, Lester and Sam were shuffling up for game 2, so they're gonna slide on over. We're gonna get to see them again.
Oh man, everybody wanted to see Brock dead guy.
So they're in the middle of a game, so
Game 1 or game 2?
game 2 at least. So
All right, that's what I just wanted to
I mean, if you while I'm updating, why don't you go and like get a little update? You can provide. Why don't you go check out where that match is at, and then you can come back at least tell the viewers kind of what's going on. As I get things set up, as we'll have Sam Black is playing the blue parfait, and Lester's on the blue-white stifle knot. So. So when I had asked, I said, "You guys do want to move over to the feature match?" And Lester said, "I don't know. I'm having flashbacks from last time I was over there." And so, as he jokes that they willingly moved over for our entertainment. So Sam is up 1 game. And they are sideboarding
Said that got easily to the rock, and when I asked,
easily too.
they said it wasn't close. That guy crushes the rock.
I
The back
mean,
end.
I disagree.
We're rock players. We think rock means everything. I get it.
Maybe their lists are way different, but I don't know. I like the rock in that position, at least.
Ty is up a game against Ryan playing, or Matt.
Who are you talking about?
Ty. Is that his name? Shoot, Artie is up a game against Michael.
I don't feel like either of those names were right. I don't even think you said Mike.
Grow-a-Tog's up a game against Grow-a-Tog.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, players. Can't remember your names.
Where is Stasis? That's what we want to know. Well, Will was on Stasis, and I think he went 1-3. He won his first round, and then the wheels fell off. Was Adrian on?
Adrian was 3-0 with Stasis and then left.
I think he was 3-1.
He was 3-1. Yeah.
Then he had to go, I guess. He's just like, I'm gonna beat you up a little, and then I gotta go. Got other things.
Just show everybody what's up and leave. But he probably could have drawn in the top 8.
Huh? I mean, I assume he knew. Or do you think he left because he thought he was done?
No.
Okay, he thought he had something.
He was
going
3-1. He knew he was done.
Okay.
Like, I think he just had to be somewhere.
What's going on in the Grow-a-Tog mirror? Are they just in game 2?
They're in game 2. Grow-a-Tog's up 1.
Yep. So it's the last time I had seen it, it was just Psychotog against Kyrian Dryad and Meddling Mage. But so Psychotog ended up winning. I don't know exactly what happened. Did you get any details of what happened or no?
In the mirror?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. They're in the game 2. I didn't ask for details.
Do you know, are they playing at like a 75 card mirror?
I think they are.
Okay.
They are real close.
The Grow-a-Tog list, like, I'm just fascinated. Like, I always like watching. I like playing that deck. I think it's really interesting. It's kind of fragile, but like the games where you do win, you get to like cast a sleight of hand and then like benefit from it, like both like getting the card you want and then also throwing your Kyrian Dryad or like fueling up your graveyard for your Psychotog. I don't know. It's just a magical feeling when you just get to do those little things, like things that you already like to do, and it makes
it's all the fun cards, right?
Yeah.
They are almost exactly the same, I think. Oh, he's two Swords of Plowshares in Michael's deck. He cut 2.
Oh, Mirror Day and Guardian Chimera.
He's playing 2 Peak. And no sleight of hand. So, a little more Cantropy on Artie's side.
I guess just for a brief moment, I'll bring up the top 8 bracket. So yeah, so Lucas against Peter, that match is already done. The dead guy L went 2-0 over it. The Ricky versus Brandon, we already saw that. Brandon won 2-0 against Ricky very quickly. We have Artie up 1 game in the Grow-a-Tog mirror, and then Sam up 1 game in the blue parfait against the blue-white Cyclonaut. So we're going to see Sam and Lester as they are just about to start. And we'll see if, Lester kind of fell behind in the Swiss to Sam. We'll see if maybe he can get revenge in the top 8 when it really counts.
Not to play it, I feel like Trinity has to be somewhat advantaged here, right? I guess foil helps a lot.
Yep, foil does. Let's just give you a lot of outs. And I guess, though, Sam, I think it was 6 was the count, so there's no guarantee that you have an island in your hand if you have a foil.
Yeah, but Sam always
and I think players are mulliganing again, so.
Also, I'll have you know, when I went over to that dead guy rock match, which was finishing up, there was a Exalted Angel and a Spectral Links in play, and I was like, you guys have probably played this match a lot. It's probably not close, right? And he pointed right to the Spectral Links, said, "They cannot beat this card." That's how bad it is. That's how bad.
You say like a 2/2 unblockable is something that the rock can't beat?
2/1 regenerating in black. It can also block anything in their deck.
Doesn't block a treetop village very well.
It does. 2 of them do.
Does it? I'll go check on the Grow-a-Tog matchup, see where we're at there.
Will, how do you think your other choice would have done? All right, game 2. Parfait and Stifle Knot. Lester will be serving here.
All right, update on the Grow-a-Tog mirror. There is a Meddling Mage just in play for Artie, and then a Kyrian Dryad and a Winter Orb in play for Michael. So I think Michael's pretty heavily advantaged. They're deep in the game. Like there's a lot of cards in the graveyard already, so that one might be going to a third game. Though I mean, like a timely source of Plowshares could really turn that around. But I feel like the Kyrian Dryad will get out of hand very quickly in that matchup.
Those Grow-a-Tog guys are good times. They came out last night for jamming games with me and Will.
All right, we're gonna start things off with a land tax.
There it is.
Is Lester gonna have?
Does he have the annul?
Could have a foil like that. I think you pause a little more if you have a foil. Should I foil this land tax? I think most times you'd say no, but if your hand's pretty passive, then maybe it's something that you would. The game's gonna go on a while anyways. Maybe it's worth foiling.
So he just drew a Dreadnought. I think probably he just slammed this into play.
Is it a Vision Charm or a Stifle? If it's a Vision Charm, I'd be much more yes, because then you.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends if you have counter magic or not. I think, but if your counter magic is foil, then I guess it doesn't really matter. I probably would. I mean,
It's a Vision Charm.
it's funny because if you have both and have foil, then you'd probably want to Stifle first, because then you'd be able to foil and then untap and Vision Charm later.
You don't have deja vu. You did see this match earlier today. This is the exact same players, exact same sides of the table.
Yeah.
All right. Sam's gonna foil the Dreadnought, and Lester's gonna foil back or foil the Vision Charm.
All the foils.
All the foils. Lester has no hand.
But-
Sam has a.
I mean, having a 12/12 is a pretty good consolation prize for having no hand.
Sam has a source monsters.
All right.
It's not gonna do it.
Just waiting. Just waiting. It's not the right time. We'll have to talk to Lester to kind of figure out like how he liked the blue-white version compared to the mono-blue. Do games play out significantly differently? Like, is it
Maybe he doesn't have swords.
all right? Well, I would say I think it's
I think it's a meddling
I think it's a
mage.
Meddling Mage. Not as good against a 12/12 that's resolved.
No. He's gonna play out a scroll rack.
All right. Well, Lester's got to be excited to see that then. No Swords Plowshares, just a scroll rack. And there's
He's
not,
not gonna be able to tax because Lester plays land.
and Sam doesn't have a ton of cards in hand because he did foil. So Sam's just down.
Judge the rescue.
Oh, we're just typing it in. All right. No tapping. We're just manually calculating. All right.
There it is. 8 life.
We will have to see though. Like, I hope if Lester gets the second attack, and he's gonna make him go to -4. That's the Lester trait that we saw last time. Sam's gonna dig with the scroll rack, and see. You didn't see them all. I mean,
It's 5 cards. Does he have it?
he's looking at the other cards that the rearranging might have to matter.
Must be still playing. It looks like he has a seal cleansing.
Oh, is there a daze? No, there's not.
Dead.
The Dreadnought goes down. Did he just draw a Stifle? Is that a board? No? It's a Meddling Mage?
Counterspell.
And... Oh, Counterspell. Okay. So Meddling Mage in hand for Lester. Nope. And it's not coming down quick. I mean, like, if you were able to play the Meddling Mage there, then you might be able to get in for 8 points of damage. But, the white mana's not there, and...
Yeah, he can't do anything on his side right now.
Yeah, things seem to be slipping a little bit for Lester as Sam found that seal cleansing.
It's all to his hand. Sam can just play this flooded strand safely. Well, fine. White border, a discovered paradise out there.
I like the comment, it's discovered.
It's discovered many times.
So, does Lester's game plan, like, how do you rebuild? I guess he does have a Dreadnought. He does have a Stifle too, right?
Just picked up a foil.
I think he's being
So
patient. He wants to defend it.
He has a Stifle, a Dreadnought, and a foil.
I mean, I guess if your opponent has Scroll Rack and a fetch land or whatnot, they have pretty good control of what they're drawing, so... Ryan's asking if we've seen this match before. Yep, you're not losing your mind. It's a straight repeat of what we had in the Swiss. So. What are some ways to attack the Parfait deck? Generally, no technical ideas how to beat us. I go Turbo, Knot, and Prey.
Yeah, same games. So it's still round 3.
Some combo decks I think are pretty well advantaged against Parfait. The thing is, like, Sam's deck is much different than other ones. I like as Lester's trying to adjust his life total. Sam steps in and is like, it's not that hard. You just got to tap on the lower out.
Let me show you.
But I would say there are some combo decks that are good against Parfait, but Sam with more counterspells changed that. So it's difficult to say. Like, Sam's deck is weaker to decks that like flood the board because he doesn't have Oath of Druids. The traditional one, I think, is more susceptible to combo because it's more passive. It doesn't have counter magic. That's kind of what I say, but it is a tough nut to crack, and I think that's why Parfait, whatever version you're playing, is one of the best decks in Premodern.
Yeah. It's a little out of control. Yeah, I think the trade-off with the counter version is the tribal decks are a little better against you, but in exchange you get to be better against combo decks and like Dreadnought decks. Red's about the same, probably a little. I think red might even be a little better for blue.
Ways to beat Parfait: whisk, blender, spatula,
Spoon. Beaten many a Parfait with a spoon.
I think you're undefeated.
Yes.
Spoon versus Parfait. I don't think he's ever lost that match.
Never lost. Just play Devourer. Wait.
Alright, Meddling Mage comes down. Lester, not excited.
No.
Oh, we got... He says, please, tell me what your name is
Please.
to Meddling Mage.
For the folks at home. Oh, I got a name here.
Maybe there was one that was already written.
Stasis?
I don't know what was wrong with that other one.
Was the other one saying about therapy?
I thought it said Meddling Mage, but maybe I'm wrong. Is he not even writing? Did he not write anything down?
Sam. Maybe he named Meddling Mage with Meddling Mage.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
That's funny. I guess
Must have, right?
Yeah.
That's the joke. We get it now.
You have meddling mage named Spoon, so you get, or
Yeah.
maybe name Fork.
Name Mouth.
Fork. Mouth is a card, right? Mouth to feed.
Yeah. Name Mouth to feed.
Brian, you can watch the VODs, or once I get them up on YouTube, you can watch everything.
Hello, my name is Meddling Mage. Should have wrote that in.
Is this meddling mage going to attack 9 times?
Yes.
I think so.
I think Lester is so far behind right now. God.
I'm going to go check on the
Where
other
they
match.
spread their 15 card hand now, and you see like 5 nightmare cards for the other player. Alright. That's the first 2. We're going to draw 5 cards in return while we attack you with this card. Jokes on Sam, it's Meddling Mage and he can't cast.
All right, I just talked to the Grow-a-Tog. They're pretty sure they're still in game 2. They're pretty sure it's going to go to game 3. So I said, well, because we'll see.
Hell yeah.
Maybe we'll be able to see that third game. Because I don't know if this is going to wrap up quickly, but like it definitely seems like Sam's got everything under control. So
Stick a fork in him. Parfait is eating snot right now.
so F-Balls has said in the chat, like, crazy how many matches ended, like, thanks to Meddling Mage swinging 10 times. And it's like, yeah, you'd be surprised on, like, how many decks are, like, pretty fragile. And, like, that one card is just, that one linchpin of their deck is just, like, cut off. They just become this mess of a deck. And that 2/2 can just do some real work.
I think that's the amount of the format that is, like, just riding that one card to win is extensive, you know, like
there's a lot of matchups where that can happen. There are matchups where like Meddling Mage like just doesn't do anything. Like the fair decks, it's usually not very good. But the decks that are trying to do something unfair, Meddling Mage is usually at its best.
Sam's probably like, I want you to know I'm racking Source Clutchers back on top of my deck right now.
He could just like play face up at this point.
Lester
like,
checking his watch.
Maybe he's going to donate to Mila. Lester will go on the phone. I guess we should make a quick comment. So if you guys have a moment, you should check out the GoFundMe for Mila. She is having a spinal surgery, and we're looking to raise money for her to help out Tom Matelski and his family, a friend of our Premodern community. So if you have a chance, check out that GoFundMe link. We'd appreciate any support you can provide. But we're happy to have you here. And we're happy to spread the word to help out Mila. All right, Meddling Mage.
Be awesome.
The Meddling Mage really only attacked once since. I feel like this is almost like a point where like things kind of just get into cruise control and you just. But I guess, I mean, we are in a quarterfinal match. I can see that you want to be patient and not rush anything.
Yep. Gotta go through the motions.
Lester making some joke. He's maybe saying I finally figured out how the app works, and now it doesn't matter.
Sam molding the hand a little more. Just discarded 2 swords. Oh no. They're going on top.
No,
I think they're supposed to go on top of the deck and you put them in his graveyard.
no, there's humility. Yeah. Here's a Mox Diamond. I mean, at this point, if Sam has a Dreadnought covered and he's naming Meddling Mage with Meddling Mage, like, Lester just doesn't really do anything, right?
No. That's just no text pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, Lester's just staring at a grip full of reactive cards and like Can't really do anything. I mean, that's one of the big weaknesses with the Stifle versions is they're very focused on their one game plan and they don't react as well.
I feel like Sam's hand is so sculpted now, he'd just be running lands out, not even worrying about land text anymore.
The one disadvantage is like that would allow Lester to play more lands and then like maybe get in like a counterfight at some point.
That's true.
So I don't know.
His hand's so jacked.
I mean, isn't that kind of a reason not to do anything?
Yeah.
But I mean, so what did we see? Is there like a foil and 2 counter spells?
At least.
So
Swords.
yeah. Or
Swords,
the
2
nulls.
annuls, a counterspell. It's
He's certainly in good shape. That's you can say that.
advantage bar way on the left.
All right, Lester's making a move. Wait, oh, is it just discarding? Why is his mana tapped? What did I miss?
I think he thinks it automatically gets countered, but he actually is not allowed to play it.
No, well, he didn't take any damage.
Can I go out there and let him know? Just so you know, it's a legal game action. You're not allowed to play that card.
Are we gonna DQ Lester?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, things are looks like wrapping up that. Yeah, I don't. Asking if Lester has any answers to Mage. I mean, he might have Swords to Plowshares, but I don't. I think it's pretty limited to what he has to work with.
Yeah. He might just take him out, too.
Yeah, I mean, like Swords is not an exciting card.
His plan is to name Swords of Plowshares with his Metal Mage, right?
Yeah. All right, we're going for a Dreadnought. Quick annul from Sam.
Nope.
Lester. Yeah, he's kind of shrugs his hand. He's like, "Yeah, I'll try this." He knows it's not going to work. But
Nope.
do you use an annul? Do you counter this? I don't. Does it make a difference for Sam? He's gonna gush. He's floating a mana.
Another no.
Okay. I mean, the one advantage of like having a null is it's cheaper. That like maybe you want to use a more expensive card in the spot. I guess. Yeah, Sam could have, but I'm gonna show you this. Yeah, all right, that's enough.
We're rolled up, yeah.
So Sam takes the match 2-0. He's able to repeat what he did in the Swiss. So Sam will be moving on to our semifinals match. We still have another quarterfinals. We have that Grow-a-Tog mirror. I'm going to go let them know that they can move over to the feature match. So if you want to keep them entertained as we get them situated, we'll be right back.
Sure. Well, that so our top 4 is going to be Blue Parfait, Oath Devourer, Dead Guy Ale, and Grow-a-Tog. But we'll see which Grow-a-Tog is going to be advancing. So we got 2 playing against each other. That's how we know the last deck. And hopefully they haven't started the first game yet. But maybe they did.
All right, we got our players moving over, so we will get to see some Grow-a-Tog mirror action.
Did they start game 3 yet?
No, I told them to wait.
Oh, you told them to wait. Okay.
Yeah, so
All right.
they're going to move over. So I'll update the stream information as we get our Grow-a-Tog mirrors players ready. So Artie will be on the play, so he just lost game 2. And we'll see where we go from there. So.
Hey, we got a cool offer in the chat. If you donate $25 or more to Mila tonight, starting now, you will get an altered and signed playset of Battle Wits from Ryan Grodzinski. So go do that.
Can we let chat know in game 1 I did get saved with a daze really bad.
Okay.
So just it was small victory.
No, don't.
Small victory.
Were you able to figure out how that app works?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I gave him 208
Oh,
experience of him.
all right.
Right?
Lester poking his head in and just likes to get the jabs in when he can. So,
Yeah.
who's on which player?
Winter's only back here, right?
Oh, why are you here then?
I've been winning all day watching awesome Premodern.
Oh, in the wrong things.
So, commentators chat. Did you guys know went for the stifle knot in game 2 there when I did or no? With one backup.
So like the early stifle knots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think it's your best shot.
Yeah, I drew the cover spell the turn after you told me.
Yeah, we saw that.
What side do you want us on?
What you're on is fine.
Okay.
But you wouldn't have been able to stop it anyway, right? Like,
Yeah,
because you had to tap out to do all that. So how do you counter? You could, even if you had 4 counter spells in your hand when you went for it, you
because I got him for 12 and I had a full untap, and then he scroll racked and
Oh yeah, you're right.
yeah, I drew a plains and I drew a counter spell and yeah,
Maybe you should have waited. I don't know.
I had another copy in my hand I didn't cast and I figured after he did a scroll rack he probably had a counter. I should probably ask him.
All right. So we have a Grow-a-Tog mirror. Let's kind of digest like what are I think Kyrian Dryad and being able to get it like above like a fire ice range is really important, and then Psychotog seemed really important. But beyond that, like I guess Meddling Mage is off like a little bit awkward because anything you name is
Counter
also-
spells, of course, super good. But you know what? Like, drawing more gushes, obviously great.
Okay.
Otherwise, though, yeah, I think just growing the Dryads and the Togs are going to be the most important cards here, right?
Yeah, and the sideboards, so Armageddon, Chill, Swords of Plowshares, Engineered Plague, Pyroclasm, Blue Elemental Blast, Red Elemental Blast, Disenchant. So I can see the blasts coming in, and swords. I don't know what cards you take out in this match. But yeah, kind of finding that spot where if you can resolve and protect a Kyrian Dryad for a few turns or a Psychotog, then I think you get a pretty good advantage.
I think it might be to your advantage to wait in this matchup for a while, like just slowly play your lands, play as few spells as possible. Then, like, is it? You think it's a first person to blink thing, or do you think like get your Query and try it out fast, and, like, roll it up as quick as you can?
I think it's. I don't like. I think it just depends on things. Like it's hard to say. Like you might.
The thing is, neither player has a lot of ways to solve the Query and Dryad or Psychotog in the first game.
Well, even then, if we look at the counter spells, so there's. I'm looking at. This is Michael's list. There are 2 counter spells and 2 foils and 4 days. Days you can play around pretty easily. Just a little patience, but then like, there's not as many hard counters as I might think. So maybe it's easier to resolve the spells, I think, and I don't know, maybe a card like Meddling Mage that you like cast it and just if you do have a Kyrian Dryad or a Psychotog, it's like naming Swords of Plowshares, and then maybe you're in a lot better shape. But I don't know. Be interesting to see. So Artie's gonna start off. He's gonna start off with Port, targeting himself, and he will shuffle.
Upkeep.
All right, Michael will kick off. Also, the island. He's got a Mox Diamond. Gonna pitch a Flooded Strand. He's gonna cast a turn 1 Meddling Mage. Oop, and we should get
See what we're gonna E-Maging.
Fire. So, just to clarify, the card is named Fire Ice, but they did change the rules that you need to name one half of the card.
Yeah.
So, like Ice is still a legal card to cast.
It's gonna get plot anyway.
All right.
Oh, I guess they can't use their life total
Like I said, it's a common
app either.
occurrence. Common occurrence. So. We got more Mox Diamond. So Michael, his mana is certainly good. I don't know if that also leads into a situation like, I don't think you want. Really, is Armageddon that good in this mirror? I don't think so. Like,
I doubtful.
I was gonna say, like, you kind of want to
I
be
think
gushing anyways, and like, yeah, you don't need that much mana. Like, so.
I think all those cards leave your deck afterward.
All right, this Carrion Giant also got answered by Source of Plowshares, so that was pretty important. That we talked about the Carrion Giant leading. So we've seen Michael present 2 threats and Artie have the removal spells. Artie just has a plains and an island. Does that mean that okay? I'm just trying to think. Is there going to be a point where Artie starts applying the threats, and does Michael have the answers for them?
He's going for his first start here, a Meddling Mage.
What do you think you would name?
I've played one sword. I'd probably name Swords of Plowshares.
Yeah, I mean you've played 2, so yeah, I think that makes sense.
He has 3 in his board, so they probably have
Okay.
3, and the other player
He's
probably
gonna name Carrion
has
Giant,
4.
so he's afraid of Michael playing another Dryad. All right, the Meddling Mage gets in there, but still above 20. Thanks to the Swords of Plowshares that
Already
removes
got 2
creatures.
days in his hands, and Michael has
A million.
enough mana to cast a Phyrexian Devourer.
Is that the bar? Like,
Yes, he has Devourer mana in play.
all right, sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's when
So those are situations where it's like, yeah, you're gonna cast your sleight of hands because you kind of need to use your mana, but you're spending the resource, and like it's nicer when you have a Kieran Dread.
I think you do play all those
Oh yeah,
cantrips just to sculpt your hand early.
especially when you're tight on mana. Like if you only have 1 blue source, it's like you want to use that blue mana later.
Like Artie's sitting in a gush that he's been able to play for a while.
I thought I saw another Swords of Plowshares in the sand. So. Well, this Meddling Mage at least gets to chip in. I mean, Artie, I would think Artie's advantage in the spot, like him drawing only 2 lands. Like eventually he's gonna draw like 1 or 2 more. He's just discarding Mox Diamond to hand size.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, I mean, but like his hand is like full of threats, and I don't know how many cards like.
I'm surprised this is a fire off the ice, to just draw a card. He's got a lot of patience.
I think he's really prioritizing like a Dryad or a Meddling Mage. But yeah, I would think a lot of people would say he might also just be respecting days, and he doesn't want to get that card dazed.
I think I would have discarded Dazes before Moxes. Where they're at right now.
That's fair.
Chip, chip, chip.
Yeah, well, this
Chipping away.
Meddling Mage also maybe you get to the point where that ice you just fire it at their face.
Both players just being super patient in this matchup. I really like what they're doing. Like Michael has 2 answers to this Meddling Mage. Like, either of them.
I think does he also have a red elemental blast too?
Artie could be just cycling these ices, and instead he's just using the opportunity to like discard the bad cards in his hand and wait.
Alright, so now we're firing off a fire. And it does resolve. And then
Then we have a draw.
is there a reason you do it in that order? I guess if you potentially need your mana to fight it, that you wouldn't have mana to protect it or something.
Rough.
Oh no, never mind. It was naming Tyrion Dryad. You could cast it first, of course.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So,
Now he's like, come on, we could draw land and draw subs.
Yeah, I think Artie was okay with the situation not having that many land, but like you're at the point where you're like, come on, deck.
Yeah.
I know I'm a land light deck, but I should see a few more lands at this point.
Been there. Ah, the gush going away.
Discarding Gush. Yeah, and this is his power where it's awkward because like
Does he have a Mox Diamond in his hand still?
I don't know.
It's like some kind of artifact in there.
Is this Dryad really only attacking for 1?
It is.
Interesting.
All right. A third land.
This Flood Strand.
Oh my.
Still not the best land because it doesn't unlock like the Fire Ices. I think there's also a Tog in his hand. Yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised this Dryad's still at 1.
It's flood versus screw.
I mean, typically they say screw is advantage there. I mean, I think that could change a lot. Like if this Curing Dryad starts to get real big, but no player is blinking. I'm just surprised that, like, I guess Michael could cast like an ice to kind of like get the juices going, but yeah, the patience from the players is really cool to watch.
You think they, they live in the same town.
I'm sure
they
they practice.
Do you think they just play Grow-a-Tog mirrors like all day? This is what matters. Like just keeping all your key spells, waiting.
This matchup definitely seems like
It's getting
an experienced person could play it very differently than someone who doesn't know what they're doing. So
Gosh, here's the box. Discarding Island.
we're going for a fire. Yep, 1 mana floating. That's the gosh. It's also interesting because like if Michael fights enough, like you might lose the counter fight, but you might get to the Curing Dryad to 3 toughness.
Yeah.
So,
It's pretty sweet.
Michael's trying to figure out how he wants to defend this Dryad, because certainly a card that you want to protect. He's gonna fire. Does this fire you or is this ice?
Fire you, I think.
The life totals didn't change.
Fire you again.
Or it did. Did before. 2 fires. Well, that was not the way I expected fire ice to be used in this matchup. I would thought it would have been cycled there. I guess also the ice half like also could be really
Why
good.
not fire off the plow there? Oh, you can counter back.
I don't know.
Ice it. Ice in it. I like it.
Yeah, as I say, like once it gets too big, you get to at least buy a little time with the ice half. Right? I mean, a Dryad of his own.
It's got a Psychotog too.
Which do you think is a more important threat? Because you lead to the Dryad, because
I think the Tog's the last threat you want to is the last fatty
yeah,
that
that makes
kills them.
sense. Yeah, because if you use all your resources and then land a Dryad, it's not that scary.
Hardcast foil.
Oh, really? We're just tapping 4 mana?
Yeah. That's what we did. We have 7. Might as well.
Right? I guess when you have a bunch of mana, that makes sense. We got Jeff in the chat saying he picked a bad time to set one of these to skip. He says Grow-a-Tog mirror. So Jeff was our Goblins player that finished in the finals
Oh, yeah.
from our last event. So.
Where did he go? Didn't want to drive out all the way out to Madison in this weather. But...
Alright, so the Dryad now a 5 power, but like still hanging on to a swords, right? Alright, so Now we're deploying it. We've got
Yeah.
4 mana.
Time to start a fight.
This is the fight that really matters, because if Artie loses this fight, all right, well, back up to 16. But now is this a time where the doctor comes in?
I don't think so. I think
Like,
he's
wait.
gonna wait so he can like trap with a counterspell up.
Has Michael played any Swords of Ushers?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, I think if Artie might just be waiting to draw a meddling mage, because then he could meddling mage plow and play his
Okay.
Tog. Just like set up a
Yeah.
web of protection.
One thing is, like, the Meddling Mage is a little bit fragile to cards like Fire and Red Elemental Blast,
Sure.
but yeah, I can see that.
Maging Psychotog.
If this Grow-a-Tog deck is real, I will 100% build it and play it. I thought you were going to say if Grow-a-Tog wins this match.
This deck's real. This deck's been around for a while. Not like the most popular deck in Premodern, but
It does have some mana issues. It's a pretty greedy mana base.
it does.
If you're willing to lose to your mana every now and then, I think if you can stomach that, then I think the deck is a blast to play.
But you know, a pretty wild ride. You know, it's definitely one of the more fun decks in the format.
Yeah. All right. Well, talking about Screw versus Flood, and now Artie's at the point where his mana seems to be in a good shape. There's 2 Mox Diamonds, and he has 2 lands, and he's got a pretty big grip of hand. But I mean, Michael also has an equal. He might even have more. Is it 6 to 6 cards?
I thought he drew a meddling mage, right? Or is he... Yeah.
Yep.
I think Mage on Plows is so good right now for him.
Chad said, and just notice we have another Arena Basic versus Beta Basics matchup.
Yeah.
And I think the Beta Basics had won the previous match, so maybe that is foretelling what will happen in this one. But Psychedog coming down, this resolves. This is a problematic card. Because it can deal a lot of damage.
Ripple
very quickly.
Plows here.
Here's the first one. There is met with a counterspell, which there is a limited number of. Here's a second one, also a counterspell. A third, and there's a foil discarding a Madly Mage in the island.
Well, this looks like
this
a
is my hand.
lethal Psychotog. That was an awesome stack.
I'm all in. I'm all in on this. Are you? He's gonna ice it.
It's gonna ice it.
Yep.
Draw a card.
All right.
Untap.
This,
If you can stop the Psychotog, what?
wow. You just fire that thing off. Wow, that was a good time to do that. I guess we could have been loud. We knew it was going to get cast right away. Right? That was and now, yep, responding to that.
Gush from
Gosh.
Michael.
All right.
Who's got more gushes left in their deck? I think it's Michael.
Well, I think Artie played one and discarded one.
He had to discard one when he was like super screwed.
So Michael sees a bunch of, I think it was a blue elemental blast of cantrips. I think he's keeping those on top of that port. So a reactive set of cards, but still pretty powerful.
Michael's board is a little better stacked for this matchup. He's got like 4 blasts. He's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, so no player has found or at least willing to deploy a threat at this position.
It's already picked another gush.
Does Michael have a Carrion Drain? Is it the middle card in his hand? I feel like I would run that out.
Yeah, they're friends who drove together in the car.
Yes.
To get here from Iowa.
It's funny, in the top 8, that's not the only occurrence. That
And that's
we also had
there were 2 different matches that were
there's one
two friends.
car from Milwaukee, and they played against each other. This one from Iowa. So
fair enough time to play to my real Mox.
all right, well, Dry comes down for
It's
RT.
gonna go to decking.
All the threats get answered.
The rest of the top 8 is like, really, we gotta wait for this.
Hey, this match is sweet.
Yeah, it is. But the other half of the top 4 play.
Also, like, they didn't have to wait that much longer for the other match to finish, so it's like this would have been playing anyways. Did Artie miss a port draw?
Okay, he's playing a Pyroclasm.
Pyroclasm.
He's gonna gush. He's gonna counter back. Already has counter back. He's gonna get his right up to a 3/3 and resolve the gush. Draw him 2 cards. I think they're more Kenosha area. Now Michael's gonna gush.
So how many swords has Michael used? He's used 3, right? It was all
In one turn.
Yeah. But and
And then he's gonna play a second
Pyroclasm
and finish off.
All right. Well, that's I mean that's an exchange that I think Michael's very happy with. Getting rid of that Dryad would be very problematic otherwise.
Alright, he's gonna play Battling Mage and check the graveyard.
I mean, you probably need to look at both graveyards to
See
figure
what
out
we
what
got
you
here.
name. I don't know what I would name.
Can name swords. I mean, he's used all of his probably.
I know Artie used 2 early, right?
Yeah.
Has he used another one? We'll find out.
Dryad.
Well, Artie found a port. That might be able to dig for something. Some sweet. Oh, there's a second card. I was thinking about like, do you ever name Psychotog with that? There's only one left.
He named it before, remember?
No, he named Dryad.
No, the first he played it. He like about 10 turns ago. I think he played a Battling Mage named Psychotog. This is great magic.
Oh, there's another blast. And I think Michael's got a peek, so okay, so there's a porn trigger. He's gonna look at your hand. Okay, he sees that the coast is clear, and now he can run Elemental Blast. I like the sequencing of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So timely red Elemental Blast to take care of the both Psychotogs out of Artie. And
There's so many answers to target this deck.
I like Michael's position a lot right here. It's got. I think his hand is still like pretty gassed up too. Well, I guess yeah. Being at 4 also, I was thinking the life totals are
Down
switched.
to 4.
Yeah, he already does not have a lot of time. I saw a green card, but I think the other 2 were lands. It's kind of an awkward position because it's like, yeah, I want this 1 card, but the other 2 are not very helpful. I think he's got to look because I think there was. He's gonna shuffle. He says this is not fast enough. I'm gonna. As the turn, the card he drew from Port was Daze. Alright, so Fire is going to be cast on this Meddling Mage. I think a foil is going to protect it, a hard cast one. And down to 2.
Already at 2. It's gonna gush for
Oh,
Michael.
Of course, the Dryad's not any good. There's a Dryad. Dryad's named the Meddling Mage. I forgot that again. Yeah.
Okay, he's rolled up here. So much.
There's a Tog.
And a Tog.
You keep those. Oh, his hands. Juiced.
Jeff, I'm not going to do that standard flashback tournament, but Ricardo Barrios and I have been talking about like the original stance.
There we have it. So Michael takes it down.
Yeah.
Is able to edge Artie out at the Grow-a-Tog mirror. A Meddling Mage. Just seal the deal.
Mage,
Get those
once
last
again.
get those last few points. Really, the card, the Red Elemental Blast. That so Michael has those and Artie does not, and they came with the perfect time to get rid of those Catacombs.
Looked like the guy played more Mox Diamonds one.
All right, we're gonna take a short break as we get our semifinal set up, but we will be back real shortly as we have more Premodern action for our Spring Cup. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.